When missiles began falling over Iran, the world held its breath, but what unfolded at sea was even more terrifying. Not a submarine, not a destroyer, but something bigger. A steel giant moved silently through the waters, invisible to satellites, untouchable by drones. Its deck armed with AI-guided stealth fighters, its core powered by electromagnetic launch systems once thought to be science fiction. This is not just a ship, it's a floating empire. The Fujian, China's most advanced aircraft carrier ever built. While the West was busy with headlines, Beijing launched a new era of naval warfare right under their noses. And now, it's no longer about who's stronger. It's about who's prepared for the next war. At sea. Welcome to Future Structures Official, where we dive into the megastructures shaping tomorrow's battles. And today, we're entering the belly of the beast. Geopolitical context and strategic message, revised longer. China didn't just build a warship, it sent a signal to Washington, to Tokyo, to every power, watching from the sidelines. That signal? We're not here to follow, we're here to lead. For decades, the U.S. Navy has ruled the waves, with floating air bases stretching across the oceans, symbols of dominance, icons of unmatched military might. But China? It's rewriting the naval playbook. Faster, smarter, more deadly. While the world focused on conflicts in the Middle East and debated alliances and sanctions, China quietly crafted its game changer, piece by piece, steel by steel, building not just a ship, but a statement. A statement that power isn't just about weapons. It's about reach, influence, control of critical waterways. The Fujian aircraft carrier is Beijing's answer to the challenge, not just defending its coast, but projecting force thousands of miles away. Because the next global showdown won't be fought on land, it will be decided at sea, over contested straits, over vital shipping lanes, and above all, over the future of the Indo-Pacific. In this new world order, the Fujian won't just be a participant, it will be a dominant force. This isn't mere ambition, it's strategy. Silent, powerful, and impossible to ignore. A game changer, a signal, and the future of naval warfare. Technical specs and comparisons. It's not just a ship, it's a floating city, forged in steel, speed, and strategy. China's Type 003 aircraft carrier, Fujian, weighs a staggering 80,000 tons, stretches across 316 meters of deck, almost the same size as America's USS Gerald R. Ford, the world's most powerful warship. But here's the twist. While the Ford cost the U.S. over $13 billion, Fujian was built at a fraction of that, between $4 to $6 billion. How? Because China is playing the long game, maximizing efficiency, mastering cost control, and scaling shipbuilding like no other nation on Earth. While the Ford took over 10 years to build, facing delays, budget overruns, and tech failures, Fujian built in just 4 years. That's not just fast, that's unprecedented. And there's something even more critical, self-reliance. Over 90% of Fujian's components, from catapults to turbines to radar arrays, were made in China. Think about the message that sends. No longer dependent on Western suppliers, no longer behind in defense manufacturing, no longer playing catch-up. This is a nation building the future, with its own hands, its own tech, and its own vision. The Fujian isn't just a warship, it's a symbol of rising naval dominance, of shifting global power, of what happens when engineering meets ambition. This carrier isn't America's twin, it's China's answer, built faster, cheaper, smarter, and possibly more lethal. Emails, Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System. Forget steam, forget ski jumps. The future of aircraft launch is here, and it's pure electromagnetic power. At the heart of the Fujian lies one of its most groundbreaking systems, EMALS, Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, the same tech the U.S. Navy struggled to perfect for over a decade. But China just did it, and did it better. While older carriers used steam catapults, bulky, slow, and hard to maintain, Fujian's EMALS can launch a jet in just 2 seconds, using magnetic force instead of boiling water. This system reduces the stress on aircraft frames. It allows for faster launches, smoother acceleration, and far greater energy control. How fast is it? The Fujian can launch 4 to 6 aircraft per minute, compared to just 2 to 3 on older carriers. That's double the operational tempo, and in a real war scenario, that means life or death. But it gets even more impressive. In early testing, EMALS on the Fujian reached a 90% launch success rate, while the U.S. Ford-class carriers struggled with just 20% when they started. Let that sink in. 90%. versus 20%, China didn't just copy, they improved. And the benefits aren't just in numbers. Emails allows the Fujian to launch heavier aircraft with more fuel and payload, extending strike range by hundreds of kilometers. For example, with full weapons loadouts and external fuel tanks, fighter jets like the J-15 can now fly missions up to 1,500 kilometers from the carrier. That's deep into contested zones like the South China Sea, or within range of strategic U.S. bases in the Indo-Pacific. Emails gives the Fujian first strike capability, rapid response speed, and multi-target flexibility never before seen in a Chinese carrier. With this leap, China has joined, or possibly even surpassed, the U.S. in one of the most crucial technologies of naval aviation. Advanced AI integration. The Fujian is not just a collection of steel and engines, it's a thinking machine. Its flight deck is controlled by advanced AI, a digital commander managing every aircraft launch and recovery with flawless precision. This isn't just automation, it's a revolution in naval operations. AI optimizes landings and takeoffs, reducing human error, cutting delays, boosting deck efficiency by a full 20% compared to carriers without AI. Imagine the chaos of a battle, jets screaming overhead, rough seas, limited visibility. In these moments, AI becomes the unsung hero, coordinating dozens of fighters like the J-15 and stealth J-35, managing takeoffs and landings flawlessly, even in harsh weather and enemy fire. But AI's role goes far beyond the flight deck. It's the brain of the battlefield. Using real-time data streaming from satellites, radars, and sensors, AI analyzes the entire combat theater instantly. It identifies threats, tracks enemy movements, and recommends optimal strategies. Need to strike a target? AI can calculate the perfect timing and tactics, whether launching long-range YJ-12 anti-ship missiles or orchestrating a stealth fighter strike. This rapid decision-making capability is vital in contested waters like the South China Sea, where every second counts. While the U.S. Navy still tests AI integration on its carriers, China has already deployed fully operational AI systems on the Fujian. With defense research budgets growing over 7% annually, China is rapidly closing the technological gap, and in some areas, pulling ahead. This AI isn't just a tool, it's a force multiplier that transforms the Fujian into a next-generation war machine. Ready for the next part? I'll now move on to satellite communications and drone swarm technology, both critical for China's new maritime power. Satellite and communication systems. Fujian doesn't just fight on water, it fights in space. Above the steel, beyond the sea, Fujian is locked into the sky, connected to something far more powerful than radar or radio. It's China's Beidou satellite system, a network of over 45 satellites orbiting Earth, watching, calculating, commanding. With a jaw-dropping 0.1 second latency, Beidou doesn't just match America's GPS. In many regions, it outperforms it. Precision targeting, real-time positioning, encrypted military communications, all handled independently. No reliance on foreign networks, no digital leash held by the West. That means in wartime, if the U.S. were to shut off GPS for adversaries, as it's done before, Fujian wouldn't blink, because Beidou gives the carrier full battlefield awareness across air, sea, and cyberspace. It's not just guiding aircraft, it's coordinating fleets. It's linking submarines, drones, and satellite relays in real time, creating a digital command web that's nearly impossible to jam. In an era where wars will be fought with data and disruption, Fujian is already equipped to dominate the electronic battle space. And now, we move deeper into the future, where the seas aren't just about ships. They're about stealth, sensors, and silent supremacy, drone and UAV integration. What if warplanes didn't need pilots? Enter the GJ-11 Sharpsword, China's stealth drone. No cockpit, no fear, just autonomous lethality. Stationed aboard the Fujian, this drone isn't just for show. It's built to strike deep, jam hard, and see everything, even in zero-visibility warfare. Range? Try 4,000 kilometers. That's enough to launch drone swarms deep into enemy territory without crossing a single front line. Each GJ-11 operates as a ghost in the sky, radar evading, signal disrupting, capable of jamming enemy communications or coordinating a pinpoint airstrike, all without risking a single Chinese pilot. And these aren't isolated units. They're part of a connected swarm, AI-coordinated, self-correcting, and fully integrated into the Fujian's command matrix. Imagine this. Enemy radar lights up, but the threat isn't coming from a jet. It's coming from 10 invisible wings, diving at Mach speed. Too fast to stop, too cheap to mourn. This is air dominance redefined, not just through strength, but through scale, autonomy, and precision. And this is just the beginning. Future technologies, the warship of tomorrow. What if your ship could see the invisible and fire without a sound? The Fujian isn't just a weapon, it's a launch pad for the future. Quantum radar, currently under trials, unlike anything the West has. It doesn't track heat, it doesn't chase sound. It locks onto the quantum signature of stealth aircraft, even ones the US thought were undetectable. No more hiding, no more invisible fighters. Quantum tech changes the rules. Now imagine this: a fighter jet incoming at supersonic speed, and then no missiles, no bullets, just light. China is actively developing directed energy weapons, laser cannons, not science fiction, silent beams of heat that burn through drones mid-air. No reloads, no recoil, just unlimited firepower at the speed of light. But even this is just a rehearsal. Behind closed shipyards lurks something bigger, something nuclear, something called the Type 004. Larger, faster, unlimited range, equipped with nuclear propulsion, electromagnetic defenses, and the next generation of Chinese stealth fighters. Fujian isn't the final act. It's the prologue to a new military era, an era where China no longer follows. It leads. Fujian's air wing, China's flying arsenal above the deck, lies the true power of the Fujian. Not steel, not engines, but wings. This floating fortress carries over 60 combat aircraft, each one hand-picked for dominance. J-15 Flying Shark, the backbone of the air wing. Heavy, loud, brutal, armed with YJ-12 anti-ship missiles, striking targets 400 kilometers away. And PL-15 air-to-air missiles, range 200 kilometers, twice that of many Western fighters. But that's just the start. Enter the J-35, China's fifth-generation stealth fighter. It looks like the F-35C, but it costs less and carries more weapons. Twin engines give it power, stealth coating keeps it hidden, and its integration with AI makes it lethal. Then comes the J-15D, an electronic warfare beast. It doesn't fire missiles, it fries radars, communications, and sensors. Think of it as China's version of the EA-18G Growler, but with longer range and better jamming in contested zones, and watching over all of them from the skies. The KJ-600, an airborne early warning AEW aircraft, spinning radar dish, 360-degree surveillance. It's China's answer to the E-2D Hawkeye, from strike to stealth, from jamming to coordination. This isn't just an air wing. It's a sky-dominating ecosystem, a system built not to survive battle, but to win it before it begins. The strategic beast, Fujian's global role. It's not just a carrier, it's a mobile war machine, one that sails into zones of conflict, not to escalate, but to control the narrative. This is China's Maritime Checkmate, Part 10. Shockwaves across the Pacific. When the Fujian sailed, it didn't just move water, it moved nations. It moved strategies. It moved the balance. Japan responded first, not with speeches, but steel. The Izumo, once a helicopter destroyer, now being reborn as a light aircraft carrier capable of launching F-35Bs, stealth fighters with vertical takeoff. For the first time since World War II, Japan will project air power from the sea. The Philippines, caught in the middle of giants, open more bases to U.S. forces, strategically placed just a few hundred kilometers from Taiwan. Not a coincidence. A clear signal. We choose sides. Then came AUKUS, Australia, the UK, and the US tightening their alliance. Not with rhetoric, with nuclear-powered submarines, AI warfare systems, and cyber dominance plans. They're not building weapons for today. They're preparing for a future conflict where carriers like the Fujian dominate. Every country saw the launch of the Fujian for what it truly was: a line in the sand, A floating declaration: China has arrived, and it won't back down. But with every move China makes, others counter. The Pacific isn't calm anymore, it's a pressure cooker. And the Fujian, it's the spark. Vision 2049, Total Sea Power. By 2049, the 100th anniversary of the People's Republic, China doesn't just want regional influence. It wants a blue water navy, one that sails any ocean, anytime, without permission. The roadmap? 3 to 4 fully operational carrier strike groups, each backed by destroyers, nuclear submarines, and logistics vessels. Not coast huggers, but globe trotters, from the South China Sea to the Persian Gulf to the Atlantic. At the heart of this future fleet is the upcoming Type 004 carrier, a beast unlike anything China has built before. Nuclear-powered, unlimited range, electromagnetic launch, fully matured EMALS tech, laser and railgun ready, directed energy weapons under testing. This isn't science fiction, it's already happening. Plans are underway, steel is being cut, facilities are expanding. But this vision isn't just about hardware, it's about command and control across hemispheres, autonomous operations, artificial intelligence warfare, unmanned systems working alongside manned strike groups. It's a shift from defense to domination. Make no mistake, by 2049, China doesn't want to defend its shores. It wants to control the waves. The final message: this isn't just a warship. Fujian is a message written in steel, fueled by plasma launch systems, guided by AI and satellite intelligence, and driven by a nation with global ambition. It marks the end of American naval monopoly and the beginning of a new, uncertain chapter at sea. Fujian is a floating fortress, a tech showcase, and a symbol of China's industrial dominance. It didn't just match the West, it built something the world wasn't ready for. And now, the question that matters: can the U.S. Navy maintain its dominance, or is the balance shifting east? Let us know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to Future Structures for more mind-blowing videos on the tech shaping our world. New content every week. Don't miss it. Like, comment, turn on notifications, because the future is being built right now.